Greetings, Ashen here. Today I'm going to be talking about the controversial comic book series, The High Republic, about issue number 2. How are the sales doing? So, I do have a little bit of a limited perspective on this. I do believe that, at least based on the comic shop I use, that it has sold pretty well. My comic shop ordered about 110 issues of issue number 2, and they currently have about 12 remaining. That's not so bad, although it wasn't like the sellout like issue number 1 was. Of course, you can always expect a bit of drop off from that. Midtown Comics also is completely sold out of the basic cover for issue number 2. Online, you can see that you can still obtain the cover for around cover price, but it is starting to get a little harder to get it at that price. I don't know that this is going to be as much of a hot collector's item as the first issue was. Issue number 3 is going to be when the speculators start to fall off, and you're going to be having more of just the true fans of what this series has to offer coming out. So I am looking forward to see what happens with issue number 3. I haven't looked at Comic-Con or anything like that. I don't even know when that information is going to be coming out. But from my personal perspective here, looking at a few different popular sites, looking at my local comic shop, I would say, in my opinion, so far, issue number 2 has been a pretty good success. And not just on the front of, the comic shops purchased a lot, but the comic shops, at least mine, has benefited greatly from this series, and they did order more issues for issue number 2 than number 1, and they have sold through most of them. Also, when you go to issue number 3, people are going to want to pick up more issue number 1 and 2. So there's all that. The Star Wars High Republic adventure that came out from a different publisher, that was a different story, though. I don't believe those are sold out anywhere. I know that it wasn't done through Marvel, which would make it less popular. So that might be a factor somewhere too. I think it was IDW that put it out. So you can take all this and make of it what you want. I personally have read the second issue. I liked it better than the first. The first had some kind of rough elements in it that I wasn't particularly fond of. But I find that there's a lot of clever elements in this story, like the twins that feel each other's pain. And I like how the lizard dude is kind of getting rage and stuff, and they think he's starting to slip onto the dark side. You could tell there was some kind of underlying element to him that's not yet been expressed, and it seems like he is going to go in that direction. But it was really cool to see him rage out and fight people. So I did love a lot of elements of this comic book. But it was, for modern comics, it was pretty good. Overall, in like the long scope of things, it's just kind of like an average issue of a comic book. Isn't it amazing how we have to be deluded like that in order to enjoy things more now, because there's such a small amount of quality we're given anymore. I didn't really see any hiccups in this issue as far as canon is concerned, or like misuse of anything. So that's better, I guess. Issue number 1, of course, had the lightsaber incident and stuff like that. But anyway, I hope you found this enjoyable. I know a lot of people hate this series, and I get it. I get that Disney Star Wars isn't that great, and I'm pissed off and everything about how Gina Carano got fired and all that kind of stuff. So I get where you're coming from, but I'm trying to review this from an honest perspective without any of my bias about things happening slipping in. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Yes.